Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And this episode, this is another story time with Foxy. We're not going to read too much, we're only going to read a little bit. Okay. A ghost, Andy whispered, but Jack could only stare in horror. The ghost began to speak. She spoke in a hollow, echoing voice. "I am Euterpe," she said, "Queen of the Nile. Is it true that you have come to help me?" "Yes," said Annie. Jack still couldn't speak. "For 1,000 years," said the Ghost Queen, "I wanted help." Jack's heart was pounding so hard he thought he might faint. "Someone must find my Book of the Dead," she said. "I need it to go to the next life." "Why do you need the Book of the Dead?" asked Annie. She didn't sound scared at all. "It will tell me the magic spells I need to get through the underworld," said the Ghost Queen. "The underworld?" said Annie. "Before I journey on to the next life, I must pass through the horrors of the underworld." "What kind of horrors?" Annie asked. "Poisonous snakes," said the Ghost Queen. "Snakes of fire. Monsters." "Oh." Annie stepped closer to Jack. "My brother hid the Book of the Dead, so tomb robbers will not steal it." "Steal it," said the Ghost Queen. Then he carved this secret message onto the wall, telling me how to find it. She pointed to the wall. Jack was still in shock. He couldn't move. "Where?" asked Annie. "Here." She squinted at the wall. "What do these tiny pictures mean?" The Ghost Queen smiled sadly. "Alas, my brother forgot my strange problem. I cannot see clearly that which is close to my eyes. I have not been able to read this message for 1,000 years. "Oh, that's not a strange problem," said Annie. "Jack can't see anything either, that's why he wears glasses." The Ghost Queen stared in wonder at Jack. Jack, lend her your glasses," said Annie. Jack took his glasses off his nose. He held them out to the Ghost Queen. She backed away from him. "I fear I cannot wear your glasses, Jack," she said. "I am made of air." "Oh, I forgot," said Annie. "Perhaps you will describe the hieroglyphics." "Hieroglyphs on these walls," said the Ghost Queen. "Who?" said Annie. Hieroglyphs, said Jack, finally finding his voice. "It's the ancient Egyptian way of writing. It's like writing with pictures." The Ghost Queen smiled at him. "Thank you, Jack," she said. Jack smiled back at her. He put his glasses on. Then he stepped toward the wall and took a good long look. "Oh, man," he whispered. Jack and Andy squinted at the pyramid wall. A series of tiny pictures were carved into the stone. "There are 4 pictures here," Jack told the Ghost Queen. "Describe them to me, Jack. One at a time, please." Jack studied the first picture. "Okay," he said. "This first one is like this." He made a zigzag in the air with his finger. "Like stairs?" asked the Ghost Queen. "Yes, stairs," said Jack. "Just like stairs." She nodded. Easy enough. Jack studied the second picture. The second one has a long box on the bottom, he said. He drew it in the air. The Ghost Queen looked puzzled. With 3 things on top. Like this? Said Annie. She drew squiggly lines in the air. The Ghost Queen still seemed puzzled. Like a hat, said Jack. Hat? Said the Ghost Queen. No, more like a boat, said the Ghost Queen. Boat? Said the Ghost Queen. She got excited. Boat? Jack took another look at the wall. Yes, it could be a boat, he said. The Ghost Queen looked very happy. She smiled. Yes, of course, she said. Jack and Annie had studied the next picture. The third one is like a thing that holds flowers, said Annie. Or a thing that holds water. Like a jug, asked the Ghost Queen. Exactly, said Jack. Yes, a jug, said Annie. Jack and Annie studied the last picture. And the last one looks like a pole that droops, said Annie. Like a curved stick, said Jack, but one side is shorter than the other. The Ghost Queen looked puzzled. Wait, said Jack, I'll draw it in my notebook. Big, so you could see it. Jack put down the sceptre and got out his pencil. He drew the hieroglyph. A folded cloth, said the Ghost Queen. Well, not really, said Jack. He studied his drawing. But that is the hieroglyph for a folded cloth, said the Ghost Queen. Well, okay, said Jack. He looked at the fourth hieroglyph again. He still couldn't see the folded cloth unless it was like a towel hanging over a bathroom rod. So that's all of them, said Annie. She pointed to each picture. Stairs, boat, jug, folded cloth. Jack wrote the words in his notebook. So what does the message mean? He asked the Ghost Queen. Come, she said. She held out her hand. Come to my burial chambers. And she floated away. Jack put the sceptre and his notebook and pencil into his pack. He and Annie followed the Ghost Queen deeper into the pyramid until they came to some stairs. The stairs, said Jack and Annie. The Ghost Queen floated up the stairs. Jack and Annie followed. The Ghost Queen floated right through a wooden door, and Jack and Annie pushed on the door. It opened slowly. They stepped into a cold, draughty room. The Ghost Queen was nowhere in sight. Dim torchlights lit the huge room. It had a very high ceiling. On one side was a pile of tables, chairs, and musical instruments. On the other side of the room was a small wooden boat. The boat, said Jack. What's it doing inside the Night Queen Hutepi's pyramid? Asked Annie. Maybe it's supposed to carry her to the next life, said Jack. He and Annie went over to the boat. They looked inside it. The boat was filled with many things. Gold plates, painted cups, jeweled goblets, woven baskets, jewelry with blue stones, small wooden statues. Look, said Jack. He reached onto the boat and lifted out a clay jug. The jug, said Annie. Jack looked inside the jug. Something's in here, he said. What is it? Asked Annie. Jack felt down inside the jug. It feels like a big napkin, he said. The folded cloth, said Annie. Jack reached into the jug and pulled out the folded cloth. It was wrapped around an ancient-looking scroll. Jack slowly unrolled the scroll. It was covered with wonderful hieroglyphs. "The Book of the Dead," whispered Annie. "We found it! We found our book. Oh, man!" Jack traced his finger over the scroll. It felt like a very old paper. Then another door on the other side of the chamber creaked open. "In there," said Annie. "Maybe she's in there." Jack's heart was pounding. Cold air was coming through the open doorway. "Come on," said Annie. "Wait." "No," said Annie. "She's waited 1,000 years for her book. Don't make her wait any more." Jack put the ancient scroll into his backpack. Then he and Annie slowly charted to cross the drafty room. Oh, I think we're going to stop there for now. There's still many more pages to go, but the very next story time with Foxy episode, it will be this continued story of Mummies in the Morning. We're on page 42, was where we were last at. Indeed so, on 42 page currently. But thanks all everybody for watching this latest episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. Thanks all indeed for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy.